What up, Dokkanners? So today I wanted to do something fun and I wanted to fill in the gaps here with this new 10th anniversary roadmap graphic that we were given courtesy of the pre-stream broadcast a couple of days ago. I wanted to give my take on what I think could be coming up for the 10th anniversary. Now, in this graphic, we know that this is going to be a comprehensive list of everything from the 10th anniversary celebration. Event drop characters, summonable characters, easy A's, and super easy A's. This is exactly what they told us, and this is how they are going to be going about presenting the new information as they come up. As of right now, there's a lot of information that is missing to even make a pretty accurate representation of what this could look like, but still, people are going to be doing whatever they can to try to fill it in, because what else is there to do right now? This is also a fun activity. I also tweeted out that I wanted you guys to share your submissions with using this graphic, so I tweeted this out a couple of days ago. Do check it out. I'm going to link this in the pinned comment. Post your submissions. I'm only going to be looking at the images, not the text-based ones, just because it's easier to visualize, look, and compare when you're seeing the graphics like side by side as opposed to text. So if you guys do have Paint, Photoshop, whatever, or anything on your phone, do try to put something together and reply to this tweet as soon as possible. Soon after this video gets posted, the one that you're watching right now, I will be preparing this one. So that being said, let's jump in. Let's start with what we know / don't know as far as filling this in, because in my reaction video I was talking about how since there's only 2 slots that are designated for GT, the second slot could definitely be baby. Here's the problem with that. If this is including all easy A's, super easy A's, event drop characters, and everything, if baby is going to go there, then that would mean that the 7th anniversary LRs would not be easy A. But based on tradition, we are getting those easy A's. The 7th anniversary units are getting easy A's during the 10th anniversary celebration. So assuming that that is true, which I guess in all fairness, Dokkan does reserve the right to troll the hell out of us, I think this slot is reserved and this slot is reserved. And I think most of us would agree. So as far as starting this out, you should actually be starting with this, because this is already filled up, and as is this, which means because of that fact, we can actually now take this a step further. When it comes to super easy A's, if there was any doubt or any wondering about how the super easy A's were going to be working for the anniversary characters, it's definitely not going to include the year 2s. I was originally thinking that a 9-year gap between an anniversary character's release and super easy A is a bit extreme. Extreme. So I was thinking maybe it could be more like 6 years or something like that. So I thought that maybe during the 10th anniversary, they would start by doubling up or maybe even tripling up on the anniversary units. So that way they could eventually catch up and establish a new rhythm. Like every, when a new anniversary comes out, the anniversary units from 3 years prior receive their easy A's, and then maybe 6 years prior receive super easy A's. Since the year 2 characters are not going to be getting their super easy A's during this celebration, that just leaves year 1 as the potential candidate. Even that may not happen. But if it were to be year 1, that would be Int, Janemba, and Gogeta, which would fit down here. So you can start to kind of reverse engineer some of the things in here. Don't forget, these are 3 of the 6 characters that are coming during this celebration in terms of summonables, but they never discussed banner units. Does this mean that banner units are going to be a part of this, or are they not? Are they foregoing the banner units and simply focusing on 3 LRs for each part? Or did they just not mention the banner units because it's just not relevant, or maybe it's not hype enough? I don't know. I went into this, now that I mentioned that, I actually forgot about the banner units entirely. So that could also be a contributing factor to your graphic looking different from mine. Don't forget, there's going to be 3 more LRs for part 2, potentially even 2 more if you include banner units. There's going to be a free-to-play LR. There's going to be a free-to-play TUR, because the free-to-play LR is just a free-to-play version of the new mechanic, reversible exchange. So the free-to-play unit has to have the same mechanic, reversible exchange. There would be an additional TUR free-to-play character. So automatically, we've now filled up 3 plus 3 plus 2, so that's 8. Or actually, no, it would be 5. 5 plus 2 more, 7. We've already used up 7 of the, actually 9 of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 9 of the 19 are already used up, just based on deduction, right? That leaves 10 left over. Is that enough to fit all of your guesses? I don't know. So best of luck trying to come up with this at this early stage. As we learn more and more, I would say probably after the first couple of days of this anniversary, I think then we'll be able to fill in the rest pretty easily. So that being said, let's jump in. This is basically our starting point. So with that said, GT is done. And for Dragon Ball Super, we have 2 out of the 4 filled up. Now, the first slew of additions I decided to include are ones that I think most of us are probably expecting. For a hype 10th anniversary celebration, not only having the 7th anniversary part 1s, but also the 7th anniversary part 2s would make sense. Having the Kaioken, Goku, and the Great Ape Vegeta, the only 2 slots for Saiyan Saga to get their EZAs, would make a lot of sense. Lately, they have been notorious about not doing this, where the part 1s and the part 2s don't seem to get upgraded at the same time. Sometimes even the part 2s are upgraded before the part 1s, aka the Namek Saga. The Namek Nerds, the Vegeta Goku exchange, those 2 EZAs took place in, what, November of last year? But we haven't had the part 1s yet. So this, based on how they've been handling things recently, might be a bit of an iffy statement, but I'm willing to bet it's probably going to be them. Because as far as Saiyan Saga is concerned, I think overall they want this to be smash hit after smash hit. This is the 10th anniversary. This is a celebration of Dragon Ball. They want every aspect of each of these characters, these sagas, to be celebrated properly. And I think a good representation of a proper celebration commemorating Saiyan Saga would be to have the frontrunner characters, Goku and Vegeta, to get EZAs. So I think that that is a foregone conclusion, in my opinion. Same goes for the Namek Saga, the apex of the arc, having Goku and Frieza in their final confrontation, the worldwide download units from 2021, 22. Them receiving their EZAs would be pretty hype, especially considering their part 2s have already happened. So I think that those 2 filling up here would make a lot of sense. By the way, if you cannot tell, these 2 are for Saiyan Saga, these 2 are for Namek Saga, these 3 are for Android Cell Saga, these 5 are for Majin Buu, and then we got 3 for the DBZ movies. The DBZ movies. So that also includes Battle of Gods and a Resurrection F, because they were officially called Dragon Ball Z Battle of Gods, Dragon Ball Z Resurrection F. That's why this is Dragon Ball Super Broly. That is not a part of this.
Oh, what'd I do?
Okay. So that being said, let's continue here. I believe, yes. So 2 more additions, the Super EZAs. I strongly believe that the first anniversary characters will be receiving Super EZAs. That would mean STR Super Gogeta, Int Janemba. Both of those would be part of the DBZ movie bracket. So that means these 2 are filled up right here. So after the first round of additions, this is our updated graphic. We've got the Super Saiyan 4s, we got the gods, we got the 2 Super EZAs right here, and we've got the Goku Vegeta and the Goku Frieza. So pretty good start so far. I have not included part 2 summonable characters. I have not included the free-to-play characters that are going to be coming up during the 10th anniversary, because again, I have no way of knowing. I will be including them throughout these next few steps, but I will tell you, the banner units I completely forgot about. Don't know if they're going to have it, but even if they do, I'm definitely going to be wrong there because I did not include it. So that is after the next step. So now let's move on from there. Dragon Ball GT is done. We still haven't worked on Dragon Ball yet. Let's fill out more of Dragon Ball Z. So for the part 2 summonable characters, this is what I'm thinking is going to be happening. I think, well, actually, let's start with the Dokkan Festival. I think the Dokkan Festival is going to be a Gogeta. I think because the theme is miraculous power born from the strongest duo, I think that this is definitely going to be a fusion thing for part 1 and part 2. Having Vegito and Gogeta, headline the 10th anniversary is just too good of an opportunity to pass up. So having a Gogeta show up in the movie section would make a lot of sense. Of course, you could also go via the direction of a Vegito Blue and make this an entirely Vegito-centric celebration, but I'm just going to go with a more balanced approach, having a Gogeta in there. That now fills up the DBZ movies. And I do admit, it seems very lopsided to have all 3 of the characters all from the same movie. But then again, there was always going to be some movie that was going to get shortchanged, right? So I know that some people might be like, Toon, that's a bit absurd to have 3 characters from one movie. But once it happens, nobody's going to say that. It's only when we're speculating that it seems ridiculous. So Gogeta is my prediction for the Dokkan Festival LR. I have mentioned that I think that this could also mean something other than a fusion, but I think it's just going to be a fusion. And the reason why I think this would work as a fusion with Gogeta is because Gogeta never reverses back. Vegito in the Majin Buu arc reverts back to Goku and Vegeta. However, Gogeta, when he shows up, he ends Janemba in like 2 seconds, right? So the reversible exchange mechanic won't even be necessary for this, meaning the Dokkan Festival unit for part 2 doesn't get the new mechanic. Instead, it would be a carnival unit. Now, speaking of the carnival units, considering the theme is family and rivals, what I did here is I had one character be family oriented, which is going to be Father Son Kamehameha and Z Fighters. I threw in the Z Fighters because I think what would make this unit distinctively different from the previous iterations of the Father Son Kamehameha would be the addition of a Link super attack. If you've got a Tien from the Android Cell Saga, a Vegeta from the Android Cell Saga, any of the characters that are involved in Gohan's, assisting Gohan taking down Cell, I think that that would be a cool way to integrate them into the Link super attack, right? We've seen Link super attacks get all fancy and even what ifed, right? With Father Son Piccolo Gohan from last year. Potentially even this year with Royal Blue Vegeta, you see UI Goku in the actual art, but he's not part of the name. So his super attack animations are also going to be slightly different. So I don't see why this would be an issue. Throwing in the Z Fighters, I think, would be pretty cool. So that is my Carnival LR proposed unit number 1. And then for number 2, I know this is kind of insane, but I think Goku, Frieza, and Android 17 with a reversible exchange mechanic could be pretty cool. The only reason why I'm suggesting this is simply because they gave us Royal Blue Vegeta. I was not even expecting that at all, but if they're willing to go back again to the Tournament of Power, why not go crazy with it? Give us even more. Give us a Goku, Frieza, Android 17 unit. Some people argue Frieza's not a rival. If you are one of those people, I threw in the Android 17 literally because of you, okay? I would have been just fine with a Goku Frieza, but if we're gonna throw in an actual worthy rival, Android 17 fits the bill. Plus, he was part of that final showdown, and he should have been there, honestly, in the original Tech LR Goku Frieza. So this is my reversible exchange mechanic Carnival unit. So in this next step, I have now added the 3 new summonable characters, all of them right here. I was also, part of me when I was doing this was kind of thinking, do I want to make sure that each summonable LR is from a different portion of the graphic? Like, we have a Majin Buu saga here, we have a GT character here, we have a Dragon Ball Super character here. Do we want to have the next character not be from Majin Buu saga or, any one of these? But then the only other option would be Dragon Ball. Like, Android Cell Saga would have to give us one. The movies would have to give us one. You can't fit these characters into Planet Namek Saga or Saiyan Saga without breaking this prediction right here. So the only other option would be Dragon Ball Saga. And I felt like out of the 2 options, it would be less absurd to propose a second Dragon Ball Super LR rather than a Dragon Ball one. Again, I don't care if they actually give us a Dragon Ball summonable LR as long as it's good, but there would be the issue of people maybe not receiving it too well. So I chose the lesser of 2 evils, giving us another Dragon Ball Super LR. So that is my next set of additions, leaving us with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 blank spaces left. Keep in mind, there has to be a free-to-play LR that also has the reversible exchange mechanic. There has to be a free-to-play TUR for the 10th anniversary. So that only leaves 6 characters. And then if you're one of those people who is also going to be including banner units, that only leaves 4 units left. So it's going to get pretty tight here. So let's go to the next phase of additions. For the free-to-play LR with the reversible exchange mechanic, I am adding LR Kid Goku, Kid Krillin. We could throw in Roshi if we want. I'll just write it. And Roshi. So I think Dragon Ball getting another free-to-play LR is just typical Dragon Ball fashion. We don't ever get like majorly hype summonable LRs or Dokkan Festival characters for Dragon Ball. Very rarely do we get those. So having another free-to-play, I think would be par for the course, right? We've got so many already. Why not add another one? So that's what I think it's going to be for the free-to-play reversible exchange. And then for the TUR, the free-to-play TUR, I have decided to make it a Dragon Ball Super Saiyan Vegeta from the Universe 6, Universe 7 arc. But it's just a baseline Super Saiyan Vegeta in the gray outfit. We don't have a character like that. I don't think we have a TUR Super Saiyan Vegeta free-to-play drop. We have a Prime Battle Super Saiyan Vegeta, but one that is more reasonably obtainable. We don't have one of those yet, I don't think. So I think that this would actually work on a lot of levels. And this would also give us maybe an introduction to Universe 6 versus Universe 7. Other than the Blue Kaioken Goku, who is not even named Blue Kaioken, we don't have a Universe 6, Universe 7 rep. So if we can slowly start to, sneak in some more of those here and there, I think we'd be fine with that. So with those 2 being the free-to-play characters, that just leaves 4 Majin Buu Saga slots and 2 Android Cell Saga. So that's where the rest of these predictions come into play. And so what I did is I went to the new Dokkan Wiki and I went to the Android Cell Saga category, and then I organized by release date so that I could see some of the older characters. So looking on this new setup here, some of the older characters from the Majin Buu or the Android Cell Saga that don't have EZAs, I was looking at these types of characters, right? LR Future Gohan Trunks, LR that does not have an EZA. Anything before that, I think, does. All other LRs that are listed here have EZAs. So that is the oldest character that does not have an EZA, that is an LR. And then as far as Dokkan festivals, I believe this is the oldest Dokkan festival for Android Cell Saga that does not have an EZA that could work. So that's what I did in this little part right here. And it seems like one of these is larger than the other, or it could just be that they're positioned differently. So that doesn't really factor in, but some of you might care about that. So I'm going to make this Future Gohan and Trunks, and I'm going to make this Android 17 and 18. And I think both of those characters will be receiving EZAs during the celebration. Once again, let me remind you, I completely forgot about the banner units. So I am not even including banner units in these predictions because I'm assuming there's not going to be any. I think it's just going to be 3 new LRs for part 1, 3 new LRs for part 2. I could be wrong. So that takes care of Android Cell Saga. So now that just leaves Majin Buu Saga, 4 characters to include in the Majin Buu Saga slot. And here are my picks. I think we are going to be looking at our first Super EZA for a Friend Summon LR. Considering that we have a Friend Summon update during this celebration, I think the idea behind this is to make it a little bit easier for people to be able to summon and pull one of the 3 featured LRs, right? The Hercule and Buu, the Saiyaman 1 and 2, or the 17 and 18. Having one of them get a Super EZA, I think, would be the logical step. Considering they don't seem to want to give us a new Friend Summon LR, let's at least make the ones that currently exist a little bit stronger. So having Hercule and Buu, or, you know, if it doesn't even have to be this one, it could be Saiyaman 1 and 2. Both of them are from the Majin Buu Saga. Either one of them would work. I think one of them getting a Super EZA would be cool. So that's what I think is going to be in there. I think Int Buhan's Super EZA is going to be happening. We do need to work in a couple of villains because we don't have too many. We've got Frieza, we've got Vegeta, we've got Janemba, and it would just be Buhan at that point. So I would like to have a couple of villains in there. So I'm going to give Buhan the Super EZA. And then I'm giving Physical Tien and AGL Bukalo the remaining 2 EZAs. These are the banner units for the Buhan, or the LR Physical Buu tanks, and the LR STR Goku Vegeta that transforms into Super Vegito. Those 2 worldwide units received their EZAs last year. So let's just have their banner units finish up the set and get their EZAs this year. So this is what my final bracket looks like. This is what I think it's going to look like. Again, I completely forgot about the banner units, but I think that I've accounted for everything else in a relatively sensible way. So this is going to be my new free-to-play character that's going to be an LR. The reversible exchange will allow me to switch between Kid Goku, Kid Krillin. We could throw in Roshi if we want. And then for the free-to-play TUR, I think Super Saiyan Vegeta from the Universe 6, Universe 7 would be cool. Plus, Vegeta getting a free-to-play character would be nice. Goku sort of has, you know, one of his own here. And yeah, everything else looks pretty cool to me. Now, I'm sure that some of you guys will think of some better combinations, some better sets of EZAs and upgrades and whatnot. So I'd love to hear from you guys. So once again, if you guys haven't done so, check out this tweet. I'm going to link this in the description down below or in the pinned comment. Go reply to this and give me your version of this graphic. You can download the image like from the tweet because I posted it right there. And then put your images on the graphic itself. I would like to see visually what you guys have in mind. And then we'll do another video kind of going over some of you guys' submissions. Or maybe I'll do it live. We'll see. So that is it. Spent 20 minutes going through this. Took me a while to put this together. But hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like down below. Let in the comments on a scale of 1 to 10, how ridiculous is Toon's graphic predictions? Am I even close to anything that makes sense? Does it look stupid? Does it not look stupid? I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. What are some of your theories? Is there anything that you didn't think anyone else would feel the same way about, but you're surprised that someone else did? Maybe I surprised you with some picks. Feel free to share everything in the comments down below. Also, be sure to subscribe for more dope content of the future and click the notification bell so that you let YouTube know you want to see more of my stuff. Thanks again. Stay tuned and always remember to Dokkan responsibly.